Do you want to do a very quick video about the EU potentially blocking vaccines coming to the United Kingdom? Most of you will know I am not a COVID denier. I believe the disease is real, and I actually believe that the vaccines seem to be very, very effective. I'm not an anti-vaxxer either, so I believe that the vaccine is the best way for the United Kingdom to get back to normal and obviously save potentially a lot of lives. I've had my first dose of the AstraZeneca jab along with millions of other people in the UK, and I think most people in the UK realise that if we've done anything right during this terrible time in the last year and a half, it's basically the vaccine rollout to provide health and safety for people in the UK. So to hear that the European Union is planning on blockading the UK and stopping vaccines coming to the UK, to me is an act of aggression. It's tantamount to an act of biological warfare. And as far as I'm concerned, the EU is now an enemy state. It is not, they're not, as Boris Johnson keeps referring to them, our friends. They're actually our enemies, because this action, without doubt, will lead to some vulnerable people who haven't been vaccinated yet getting the disease and dying. So the EU will have blood on its hands, without a shadow of a doubt. And I want to ask all of these people, like the SNP, like the SDLP, like the Alliance Party, like Sinn Féin, like certain members of the Conservative and Labour Party who are still floating about, the Liberal Democrats, all the Remainiacs who thought it was such a great idea to stay in the European Union. Well, do you really think that now? Do you really think the EU is such a wonderful idea? Not only have they completely cocked up their own vaccination programme, and the virus seems to be rampaging through mainland Europe now, but now they are quite maliciously and deliberately sabotaging the UK's vaccination programme. It is scandalous, and anybody that still believes that the United Kingdom should be part of that monstrous bloc needs to take a very, very good long look in the mirror. And of course there'll be plenty of people on the left who will, when the dust has settled from all this, will still try and push and get us back into that dreadful totalitarian, undemocratic super state. And we've got to make sure that doesn't happen. But I just want people to remember that this weekend the EU basically declared biological warfare against the United Kingdom, and anybody who is still supporting the European Union, I don't think there are too many people out there, but there are a lot of political parties like the SNP, like Sinn Féin, that want to break up the United Kingdom and take the bits that they've broken off and plant them in the vile, disgusting, despicable European Union, the big bully on the block. And well, let's just hope that Nicola Sturgeon gets a comeuppance this week and gets fired, and that the SNP completely collapsed in Scotland. And let's hope something similar happens to the SDLP, the Alliance Party, and Sinn Féin, the evil threesome of Northern Ireland politics, because the way the EU has behaved is nothing short of scandalous. And I think what Boris should do, once he's made sure that he's got supplies of the vaccine for basically people in the United Kingdom, once he's secured those supplies and made sure that we've got enough vaccines, and of course they've ordered millions of these things to make sure that we've got enough. Once Boris has done that, I think he should start giving vaccine free of charge to the Irish Republic. And why do I say that? The Irish Republic is part of the European Union, but it is also, more importantly than the fact that it's part of the European Union, it is part of the Anglosphere. Now, of course, many Irish people do not have a lot of time for England, and we understand that. However, the reality is that they have a lot more in common with us than they do with ex-Latvian prime ministers. We are the closest trading partner for the Irish Republic. We share a land border with the Irish Republic. So I would like to see Boris Johnson send millions of vaccines to the Irish Republic. And again, shame those vile politicians in the south of Ireland who've been sabre rattling and who've been puffing their chests out because they've got the big bully of the EU standing behind them, so they can push unionists about in Northern Ireland, and so that they can try and humiliate the UK over the stupid and pathetic protocol. And the other thing about the disgraceful protocol which Boris signed up to, if the pandemic had have happened 2 years down the line and the protocol was operating the way they've agreed for it to operate, then nobody in Northern Ireland would have been in the same vaccination regime as the rest of the UK, because all of our medical products would have had to go through the EU's medical system rather than through the National Health Service. And I want our friends in England to realise that the protocol is the breakup of the United Kingdom. And if Boris doesn't know that, he's either very stupid or he's very, very deceitful. And we've got to push back against that. But the main thing at the moment is realising that the European Union, that vile, monstrous organisation, has annexed part of Northern Ireland, and now it is threatening to commit acts of biological terrorism against the United Kingdom. And anybody that supported the EU should hang their heads in shame, and anybody that still supports the EU and wants to take a part of the United Kingdom, whether it be Scotland or Northern Ireland or even Wales, back into the EU, I think you probably need to go and see a psychiatrist. And anybody that votes for those parties, well, again, you're either thick or bigoted, or maybe it's both. See you all soon, folks.